Hello, it's me Troubadour and I'm back again with another video. Today's video we're in the weekly pack? What? Troubadour never plays the weekly. Let me explain. So I had a person comment on one of my recent videos and they described this team that sounded really interesting. It was a combination of mana, strawberries, and a little bit of trumpets as well, all within the weekly pack. They sent me a replay code. I tried it out and it was a lot of fun. So you know what, here we are with the video. Had some other videos planned, but you know what, considering it's a weekly video, figured I'd push this to the front of the queue just so that it's more relevant and so that you guys can try it for yourselves. But the build, which I should say, the build comes from CalebCc. Shout outs to them for this build idea. The build basically involves using the Pelican along with a couple of mana pets to get a lot of summons, and then have a Saiga Antelope to capitalize on those summons to get a big golden retriever. Now in the early game we are just going to be tempoing the dog until he gets to that turn. And also check it out in the background, got some new music. Check out all these new tunes I got. A lot of good soundtracks in there. I like to update my personal game music library every so often. If you're one of if you guys remember back in the day, I used to, I have a playlist on, my computer of every song I've used in a video, because in case you didn't know, I try not to reuse a song for a video, just to, keep things interesting. It's a fun little challenge. Lets me explore a lot of different varieties of music. And I've now used like 1900 different songs in my videos, so that's pretty sick. I used to maintain, I have a playlist of all those songs on like my computer, but I used to maintain that playlist on YouTube, but soundtracks kept getting taken down. I kept having to update the playlist, and it was just so much work, so I quit doing that a while back. But you know what, I was feeling inspired because I really like this music, so I made a little soundtrack sampler for like the 20 of you that will enjoy that. If you want to listen to one song from each of the games that I, added a soundtrack for, check it out in the description. It's there for the people who want it. And hey, I don't think it's neat. I like the music. Also, speaking of the description, in the description, I have a link to the superautopets Teamwood Games website, where you can make in-game purchases on the website. And if you use my creator code Troubadour, I get a little bit of money back. So if you're going to buy any cosmetics, buy any packs, make sure you do it on the website below so they can use my creator code and support the channel. It'll be pretty cool. But here we finally bring in the Saiga Antelope. So Saiga Antelope, great pet ever since its rework that made it give trumpets every 2 pets. It used to be like 2 trumpets every pet, but now it's like, what is it, 3 trumpets every 2 pets? And then suddenly it's like, went from one of the worst pets in Golden to like one of the best. It was amazing glow up. We're using that along with the Chimera here. So Chimera, it summons some pets when it faints. And then with mana, it can summon a bigger pet than it had before. So that's what we're going to be using here. Get a nice big summon. We have a Snow Leopard just for tempo. We're just trying to maintain lives as well. We are going to just barely win against the Beluga Whale here. Still on 5 hearts. Pretty nice on turn 9. And now we're just going to be looking for the Pelican to start doing our cool combo. There it is. We'll get rid of our level 3 cricket. Now, I think because of, they're both 5 attack, the Pelican will go off before the Rocket Ring. Here, check it out. It'll swallow a strawberry pet to start a battle, so there we go. It swallows the Chimera. The Chimera, it summons a Salmon when the Pelican faints, and it still summons the Chimera token. So that way we kind of get like double use out of the Chimera, so that's pretty cool. And then all those summons generate trumpets for our Saiga Antelope. Now, we don't have any trumpet spenders on this team. We decided just to invest even more into the mana pets. Plus, this was the build that CalebCc recommended me do, and it was the one I had the most fun with. There's other ways to like do cross archetype builds in this pack. There's stuff like Respoils Tarako. If you want to go that route, we're gonna lose to the big cassowary though here, because that thing is massive. But the route we decided to go involved using one more mana pet, which you see right here, the Sea Serpent. So Sea Serpent It does big snipe when it has big mana, and that's basically all you need to know. So you can kind of see it in effect here. Watch this. It dies at start of battle. Soon we'll put a strawberry on it so Pelican faints it, but it dies at start of battle, does some snipes there. Chimera gives us 2 summons, which is super nice for our Saiga. When we care that they're knocking them out, all we really care about is building up our trumpets. A little bit of snipe from the salmon as well is pretty neat. And then we get the dub. Let's freaking go. Now, there's ways you can really maximize this if you have, like, you know, level 3 Pelican, have a strawberry on the Winter Spirit as well. Maybe if you use the celery in the weekly pack to buff the HP of your mana pets so that the salmons that get summoned do an extra snipe trigger. Also, speaking of snipes, look at that. You thought we're going to lose to Tiger Octopus with a summon team? Psh, yeah, right. Get destroyed. That's pretty awesome. But in general, like, this thing can work well at, like, base levels, you know, as long as you have, like, I don't know, level 2 Pelican, pretty good. Plus, you have churros in the pack to make sure it triggers before other start of battle effects, so you can protect yourself from stuff like Snow Leopard and Sumatran Tiger that are in the pack, because, let's face it, who's running a churro on their Sumatran Tiger, right? So look at that, we get the salmon snipes, we get another dub. We are on 9 wins going into our final turn here. And look at this. I have a level 1 Sea Serpent. Like, this, and my Saiga's level 2 has no protective equipment, though there is White Ochre in the pack. And we are still just dominating with this strategy. What we got to face in the last turn here is an opposing summon team with Vulture. They also have a big Falcon with Amazon River Dolphin. Beluga at the front as well, containing an Octopus, which can be scary for our summon team. We get the big Chimera tokens here, though, which is pretty nice, and we'll start generating some trumpets. Luckily, the Octopus does not double hit our Saiga Antelope, doesn't actually knock out anything, which is pretty cool. Vulture will knock out our Pelican here, and we have enough room for all of our salmons to generate, and we knock out the Vulture with the salmon snipes. That's pretty sick. They steal my Chimera token, but I don't really care. Got the big trumpets in the bag to take the dub. And that's going to be the win in the weekly pack. But yeah, shoutouts to CalebCc for recommending this build to me. And if anyone else wants to try it, you know, it's in the weekly pack. You still got a few days to try it out. So, you know, try it for yourselves. It's a lot of fun. And also the weekly itself, it's a pretty cool weekly. Lots of different archetypes in there. But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do the generic stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, as always, stay true.